What's up, Nerdgasm fans? Jerry here, aka Barnacules. Got a new game my friend Mike told me about yesterday during a live stream. It's called Kerbal Space Program. I went and downloaded the demo. It's free to download the demo, but the full version is like 24 bucks, I think, US. It's actually a super addictive game. I've been playing with it all morning. It's really complicated. It's really engaging. And I even found a really cool bug which prompted me to do this video. I was like, you know what, I found an awesome bug. I think I'm going to out it. Now, chances are the bug's already been discovered before because it's pretty obnoxious, but it lets you do some cool stuff. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start a game. To the moon or bust. M-U-N. To the mun. So let's go ahead and start. I'll start a new game. I'm not going to resume my saved game. And you can only call it demo. So yeah, go ahead and override it. That's fine. So this is where everything starts out right here. You got your landing pad. You've got your, let's see, vehicle assembly building. Over here you got your tracking station. And then over here you got a hangar that you can build space planes in instead of rockets. You can't use that in the demo. I will be buying the full version. I will be doing more videos of this game because it's just that freaking good. Okay, so we go ahead and click here. So this is where you kind of get started to build your spacecraft, and this is where I'm going to show you guys that cool bug. So you start off with your capsule right here, and if I'm not naming shit right, just hang with me. I haven't been playing this game long enough to get used to everything yet. So you can only build your rocket as tall as the ceiling, and that's the bug that I discovered while I was doing this. I was like, man, I want to build a rocket that's like, you know, a mile tall. Why can't I do that? Well, the answer is with this bug you actually can. So I'll show you how right off the bat, and then we'll just get into exploiting it. So you start off with a little capsule here, and let's just add a fuel tank. It's really easy. If you've never played this before, it's like total just point and click, attaching stuff to stuff, right? So there's your fuel tank. There's another fuel tank. You're basically just building a rocket. And so you come in here and you just keep on attaching stuff to it, and you're like, oh man, this is awesome. Let's go ahead and just keep putting pieces on here. Let's go all the way to the ceiling. And also you can hold shift and you can zoom out, you can rotate around. It reminds me a lot of 3D modeling. Like if you're into 3D modeling, this game will be like second nature to you. Although their interface for attaching parts to each other quickly is pretty awesome. Like everything's like snapped to grid. And you can even grab the parts, you can even rotate them using like the A and D keys, and then you can like flip them around, you know, horizontally and vertically. It's pretty cool. But anyways, let's go ahead and just build this up. I'm going to build a basic rocket here. And this is about the largest rocket you can make normally. Let's put an engine on it. Here, I'll put this little sucker on there. Alright, so there you go. So you got a little engine and a really tall rocket. Nothing fancy there. So let's go ahead and you click on this little launch button out here. It's going to take us out to the launch pad. See the sucker in all its glory. And there it is, 112 meters tall. That is a big ass rocket. So let's go ahead and throttle it up. Hold the shift key to do that. The left shift, actually, and then control throttles down. You can see down here the little throttles going up and down. Oh, shit. And that's what happens if you don't have any stabilizer. Okay, restart flight. We got to take off a little quicker than that before it falls over because I didn't put up any scaffolding to hold it. So here we go. So let's just throttle it up, throttle it up, throttle it up, throttle it up, throttle it up. Okay, and spacebar, launch. And as you can see, we do not have sufficient thrust to even get it off the pad here. And it's just going to fall over and explode. Alright, so anyways, you get the idea. So go back to the Space Center. Right here. Alright, so here's our cool rocket that sucks. So here's what I discovered. Is two things, actually. First of all, if you start putting these tanks from end to end and end, it puts a massive amount of strain on the craft, so you need to stabilize it. So what I did is I went over here to this little guy, and if you guys are veteran players, you've been playing the hell out of this, you're just laughing at this video right now going, oh my god, what a noob. But that's kind of like my thing. So anyways, you take these like little structural supports over here, these strut connectors, and if you click on this symmetry mode, it's really cool because you can actually have it like do everything in equal proportions. Makes it a lot easier to keep your spacecraft balanced. So we're going to go ahead and connect that one. Then we're going to go ahead and connect this one. Like so. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get this thing more structurally sound. Oop. Oh, that one screwed up. You can also use Control Z. It undoes your actions. But just keep in mind, This is an alpha, so there are a lot of bugs in it. Like, for instance, if you build a spacecraft that's really complicated, Control-Z sometimes will hang the game for like 30 or 45 seconds to undo a single operation. So just, you've been warned. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just shore this sucker up. All right. All right, so that's pretty good. Now let's go ahead and put a bigger engine on it, or the biggest engine. Let's see, that one's 215 is the power rating. And then what we can do this time to keep it from falling over is we can put one of these little gantry guys on here up at the top. And you can actually, in symmetry mode, you see how it's trying to apply like 6 of them at once, or actually that's like 8. You come over here, tell it how many you want. Let's just say we want 2. See, it keeps them symmetrical. It's actually really, really cool. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's take it back out to the launch pad. Clear the launch pad. There's already debris from my other ship. This game is freaking awesome. So it's actually less of a game and more of a simulator, but it's just awesome. So you can see here, my spacecraft is just sitting down here dangling. You can even see it kind of swinging back and forth in the wind because I didn't put it all the way on the ground. It's hanging above the ground. So if we go ahead and push the launch button, that fires up the motor. Oh crap! Oops, I made a mistake. I released the craft before I had any thrust, so it just fell and crushed under its own weight. So let's try that again. We need to give it some thrust before we initiate the launch. So let's go ahead and do that. I was just holding down that left shift key, bringing it right back up here. Okay, there we go. Full power, and let's go ahead and initiate launch. Okay. Apparently, I do not have enough thrust to get this thing off the ground. Let's try this one more time. I have my one stage over here, my liquid fuel rocket. There we go. Let's throttle it up. Let's even see if it fires. Oh, it does. It's just not nearly enough thrust to get this big heavy beast off the ground. All right, so back to the Space Center. Anyways, you get the idea. So that's as tall as you can build them. So now we're going to take it to the next level, right? So let's go ahead and show you this like little bug here. The little bug is they cap the ceiling. You can't go any higher than the ceiling, but you can go down into the floor. So I can put it down into the floor like this, right? And then I can take this guy and just put it down here. I can attach another one of these, and I can put it right back up on top, like that. I can push it down to the floor and just rinse and repeat. So, and make sure that you put as many of these freaking structural supports on here as possible. Use your symmetry mode. Otherwise, the thing literally will just fall apart under its own weight. Oh, that was really horrible. Sometimes it doesn't work. Like, see how some of these didn't form a connection? Come on. Oh, Control-Z is not working for me. Oh well. You can never have too many of these things. I just put millions of them on here. There we go. All right, so we're good enough. So now we're gonna go ahead and move that down. Connect another fuel tank, and let's go ahead and shore it up again. Oops. Gotta connect it first. All right, I don't know why those struts went down the full length, but they did. I'll go ahead and put another set in there just for good measure. Looks cool anyways. All right, bring her down. And let's see, we'll add one more. Now, I already made a little bit of an error, but, you know, I like making errors. It's my thing. I should have put more thrust on the bottom of the craft before I buried it. Because here's the problem is, even though you can exploit the bug, if I bring it all the way back up to the ceiling, right, I can now not see the bottom of my craft anymore. It's buried underneath. And if you look, we go out on the runway, we'll actually see it in the full height. It levels it properly when it puts it out on the, shouldn't call it the runway, should call it the launch pad. But see on the launch pad, see there it is. You know, throttle up, punch it, and the thruster's dead. And it's eventually just going to like fall over. There it goes. Timber. You can even speed up time. That way you can just get it all to play out instantly. Alright, so trust me guys, this game is so freaking addictive because there's so many permutations of stuff you can do. So far all I've done is got to space, and I mean I haven't even made it to the moon or nothing. Just into space and ran out of fuel and got my guy to jump out, and I was like excited. I was like beyond thrilled. So let's put some booster rockets on here to help this thing on its way, right? So right here, let's put them all around the top. So there you go. You can see there's some bugs in it where it lets you overlap components sometimes. It kind of acts like you're not supposed to, but if you wiggle the mouse and push the button enough, it'll work. So let's go get some aerodynamics. Where's aerodynamics? There we go. Put some cones on here. There we go. Now we got some giant booster rockets up there at the top, right? So let's go head back out to the launch pad. This thing's going to try to fall over pretty quick, so I'm going to have to just launch it right when we're... Okay, so here we go. Ready, set, and go. And lift off. Okay, you can see over here my solid fuel. It's burning quick. It's actually staying a lot straighter than I thought it would. Oh, it's angling a little bit. Aw, crap. I'd imagine in the later versions they're going to make the thrust actually ignite the fuel tanks and stuff, but as you can see, that was pretty unsuccessful. Timber! Alright, so let's go ahead and end the flight there. Go back to the Space Center. And let's just keep on building this thing up. This thing can be a lot taller than this. So, let's go for broke. So let's go ahead and add that in there. We'll do a couple of them at a time. Link those. Let's see. Oh, I got to connect the bottom. So grab the bottom piece, bring it in and connect it. And let's see. You got to connect our little sports. Make sure your symmetry mode's on and connect. There we go. And you got to connect here because if you don't, these things will just rip apart under the stress. And bring it down again. Let's do a couple more. Put one of those there, one of those there. Hey, we'll have plenty of fuel. Okay, bring that up. All right, let's connect them. Until you try this, my video doesn't do this justice. Seriously, play this for a half an hour and I dare you to like just try to walk away from it. You can't. Especially when you get a lot crazier than this. Like all I'm doing here is just the quickest way to demonstrate the bug. Trust me, you can build these things, you know, 20 rockets wide, 100 rockets on them, pointing in every direction you could imagine. You can run route fuel so that different rockets run out of fuel at different times. You can create stages so that you can have a first rocket breakaway and a second rocket breakaway. I mean, it's, dude, if you're into rockets or ever have been, this is the definitive solution to your addiction without going out and getting burned. Okay, so let's connect this. And thanks again, Mr. Mike, aka Zone Dancer, for showing me this game during our live stream playing Battlefield yesterday. I'm glad I found it. I never would have found it had you not said something. And this is freaking like the most amazing thing ever. I just hope someday they make this multiplayer and people can like build space planes and have wars and stuff like on multiplayer. That would be just beyond cool. It's like the Spore of missiles. So you go ahead and put a couple more on there. The music's not bad either. It's kind of cool. Like a little da 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 da. Oh, and then it stops. All right. So let's do that. Where I think we've this rocket should be pretty damn tall. Okay, cool. We're keeping everything connected. Make sure you don't miss any connections. We're gonna go ahead and bury this thing into the ground. And the other thing we're going to do is you can take wings like this and actually put stabilizers on it. So here we just want 4 like that. And you can also place them independently too. So if you just want to put like 1 on there, like let's just put, here, let me go to 2. And then up here at the top, we'll just put 2. And see how it angles? Like it makes everything contour. So like I can angle it along the edge here. And now they're angled. And these are actual functioning control surface. You can use WS, A, and D for yaw, pitch, and roll, and these will actually help you like maneuver the craft. There, I'll even put a nose cone on it. Check that out. Actually, you should probably put a little bit more, few more stabilizers. Actually, here, let's see how tall it is. Take it out to the launch pad because we can't see in here because we're using that bug. All right, come on. This game just makes me giddy. I'm like, woo! Alright, so look, oh my god, look how tall this thing is. This is ridiculous. Oh, it's still got enough thrust from the solid boosters. You can even get in the cockpit and see what the dude sees. Who's like inside. See, we're going straight up. You can even control the throttle and stuff with the mouse. Although you're not going to control the throttle on the booster rockets. That thing is huge. Wow, this thing's actually flying remarkably well. Okay. And we're out of fuel. We can even tell our little guy to get out. We can say, hey, EVA, and he'll jump out. You can kind of get an idea of how small he is compared to the craft. So here he is falling to earth with the craft. It's like, oh my gosh, we're falling to the ground, oh my god. Oh my god, we're all gonna die, oh my god. And he's like, you know, just shitting his spacesuit right now. He did. Alright, so back there, and you can even look through here, there's a log that tells you exactly when he died, what broke, what gave up, so that if you didn't see the incident in flight, you can pretty much figure it out just by looking at that stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and end the flight. Go back to the Space Center. And as I understand it, the demo version only has a couple items that you build. Like if you look through the little build menus over here on the side, which I'll show you momentarily. I mean, all you have is you have just the one command pod. You have assortment of rocket motors, some thrusters and stuff like that for space maneuvering. Like here's a thruster block. You've got stuff for like stabilizing the rocket. You know, you can put here to like hold it on the launch pad until it releases. Some structural supports. You got some decouplers, which are actually really cool. You can use them to like break away rockets and stuff at different stages. You got a tri-coupler, so you can basically take one of these fuel tanks and split it into 3 separate fuel tank connectors. You got some aerodynamic parts, some utility, and nothing under science. And some landing struts and stuff like that you can use for landing on the moon, and a parachute. So, actually, we probably should put a parachute on this thing. Here, hold on. First, I got to bring it down. Coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down. All right. Let's see. Take that off. Put a parachute on the top. There we go. I don't need that nose cone anymore. So now I got a little parachute I can deploy. And if you look over here, see the stages down here in the lower right corner? You can actually add stages. So see, I've added a stage. And they actually, the way they work is they go from high to low. So actually stage 1 happens first and then stage 0 happens second. So it's like, they count down. So I want the parachute to move into stage 0. So now if I put the parachute in stage 0, each time you hit the space bar, it moves to the next stage. So the first stage is going to release it, fire the solid fuel and liquid fuel rocket, and then the next stage is going to deploy the parachute. So just to kind of give you a demonstration, let's go out on the launch pad and launch this big ass longer than it's supposed to be rocket. I'd love to just sit here and build for hours and see how tall I can get this thing. But you can tell by how the computer's already slowing down with this many parts and this height that you probably aren't going to make it too much further. Okay, you can see the thing is still wobbling a little bit, but our structural supports are holding it. So we're going to fire the first stage. There we go. It releases it and it takes off. And as soon as it runs out of the solid fuel, I'm going to go ahead and deploy the parachute. Oh, here, I throttled up my liquid fuel rocket. That's just badass. The graphics aren't half bad. Alright, there we go. See the liquid fuel rocket? Just hit control, we'll just throttle that off. Okay, we're going to let it slow down until we're not climbing anymore, and then we'll deploy the chute with the next stage. There you go. You can see the parachute up there at the top. I do not believe it's going to be sufficient to slow down this monstrously huge spacecraft. We can see Bob Kerman down here in the corner shitting his pants. He's like, oh my god, we're going to die, oh my god. And yeah, this parachute, it's going to pop open here in a second. And it just ripped off. You saw that parachute, it just didn't have what it took, right? So, and then you go down here, it probably even says that the parachute, like, structural failure on the linkage. See, winglet collided with the parachute. Oh, okay, it was a winglet that snapped off and busted the parachute. So go back to Space Center. All right, here we go. Let's take this thing up a little bit. So let's say we want to put some more booster rockets on there, right? So let's go ahead and do this. So let's create 4. We'll do 4 on the top here. Actually, screw it. Let's do 6. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to put those on there. And then we're going to do 6 more fuel tanks. Then we're going to do 6 more. You just keep this up. Kind of see we got some crazy stuff going on there. And let's go ahead and put some nose cones on those. So this can be all aerodynamic. Now the thing is, you also have to route fuel when they're not directly connected end to end. So in this case, these fuel tanks, for them to actually get fuel, we need to connect them up. So I probably should have done that as I was building it, but that's okay. So we're going to take the main tank. We're going to route the main tanks down here. There we go. So the main tanks are now connected into the first stages of tanks. And then let's go ahead and connect these to these. And then we're going to connect these to these. And it should have repeated that all the way around. So now we got a good flow of fuel going to the outside most fuel tank, which is good because we're going to put some big-ass rocket motors on there. Let's see. Yeah, the 215s. There we go. Just put those on there. I'm going to put those on there, and we're going to put those on there. That way, all the fuel systems link now, so if I didn't do that, then these rockets would only have the fuel from the immediate attached tank, and they would run out of fuel long before everything else. So now we've got this huge, massive rockets on the top here. Let's see how this improves things. Let's clear the debris off the launch pad. Hopefully none of the fuel lines catch fire and it just blows up. All right, here we go. You can see that thing's crazy, so we're going to throttle it up and launch. There we go. Oh, it deployed the parachute. I screwed up my stages. The second stage ignited the liquid fuel rockets. Oh, dude, it's just tearing itself apart. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. Oh. And it's gone. And there's my little Kerbal dude with no parachute heading for Earth. So we can, oh, we should probably tell him to get the hell out. There we go. Prepare for splat. Oh, he's dead. All right, end the flight. Back to the Space Center. Okay, so we're on the right track. We just had our stages screwed up, right? So let's go ahead and rework this just a tad. All right, so we got tons and tons and tons of thrust up here. So let's make this thing longer. Hey, what are we doing here after all, right? We're trying to find some limits. So let's go ahead and push this down. And let's see. I need to put another one of those. Connect that back up. And connect some struts. Get that all multiplied up. 'Cause more struts equal more better. All right, well, sometimes they jump down and tie themselves to the one down beneath, below them. I don't know why it does that, but I'm guessing that's just a minor bug they need to work out. All right, so move that down. Gonna add a couple more. Because we're trying to make the world's tallest rocket here. Because doing shit you're not supposed to do is fun, right? You know it is. Alright, so here we go. Connect. And connect. Let's go 2 more. Grab another one of those. Oh my god. If you're watching this video right now and you actually work for NASA, please tell me you just sit around on your coffee break and giggle like a schoolgirl playing this. Okay. Let's add 2 more. Okay, and tie those together. Alright, so we're pretty tall now. So let's go ahead and sink that into the floor. Or actually, I may have just screwed myself. I needed to fix something. Man, this thing's going to be so tall. Okay, so the rockets. See over here? My parachute stage? Because I was in that stage when I added those rockets, I need to move them down to the other stage. There we go. So now, all my liquid fuel rockets are all down in stage 1. So now every rocket's going to fire at once. The booster rockets are going to fire. The liquid fuel rockets are going to fire. I got 8 of those. And I got 18 of the liquid fuel rockets. And then release the gantry to take off. And then the next button will deploy the parachute, which is honestly just going to rip off. We might as well fix that too while we're at it. Because obviously the parachute can't handle the entire weight of the aircraft. So let's go ahead and take this off. Hold on. Takes a little bit of getting used to. So let's put a decoupler on there. And then connect it up. And then what I can do is I can have the decoupler fire with the parachute. So now the decoupler will fire and the parachute in the same stage. So now I'll break it away from the rest of the aircraft, and that way it doesn't have the whole burden of the weight. So anyways, let's get out there and see how tall this thing's getting. This thing's got to be getting just like obnoxiously tall. Pretty soon we probably won't even be able to see it because it'll be so long to take it all in. We'll have to zoom out to a layer where it's just a string of pixels. All right, so here's our beast. You can see that's pretty tall, 191 meters. Launch. Then, oh, I already busted the rocket off the bottom of it. I forgot to throttle up the engine. You want to throttle up your engines before you launch, because the liquid fuel ones, obviously I need those in addition to the booster rocket to actually get this thing off the ground, because it's just too damn heavy. And we got to fuel it up before it falls over, because it definitely does want to fall over. All right, here we go. So throttle up, throttle up. It's loading, it's loading, it's loading. Okay, throttle up, throttle up, throttle up, throttle up. Punch it. Here we go. 191-meter rocket. This is awesome. You can see all of our fuel over here. We did a really good job tying the liquid fuel together, because you notice how they're all draining equally. If I didn't put that piping in, they'd all be consuming at different rates. The rocket at the bottom would be doing a lot better on fuel. Okay, we just lost our solid fuel rockets. Now the only downside to this hack is once you bury in the floor that section, you can never access it again, really. I mean, you'd have to basically break the ship into sections and bring each section up individually to work on it. Oh wow, this thing's doing really good on fuel. Here, let's speed it up. I just increased time so we can see how it's doing. It's getting a little wobbly. It's spinning more. We're at 12,000 meters. Atmospheric pressure's dropping. We're almost in space. And we're just about out of fuel. $26,000 meters. Atmospheric pressure still dropping. There we go. And we're just about in space. And it's holding together miraculously. See what it looks like from the cockpit. Oh man, that'd make you blow chunks. Oh god. The gimbal's like going crazy. 86, 87,000, 90,000 meters. Oh, this is the highest I've gone yet, let alone with big rocket. Look at that, 126,000. Wow, we are cooking. Getting low on fuel. That is one long rocket. Oh, and we're out of fuel. Gotta zoom in here. You can see the solid fuel boosters right here that got depleted. And now that we're all out, let's well, there's no atmosphere to stop us, so we're just gonna keep on going. Gravity will slow us down a little bit. Let's go ahead and time warp. So 4x normal time. I think Earth's still we're still gonna get stuck in its gravity. See what we top out here. Hitting 45,000. No, we're hauling ass. Oh, we might have escaped Earth's gravity. Although I never set a target and I never adjusted us on course to the moon, so we're pretty much just heading out into space. So let's go ahead and blow the capsule. We're gonna blow that coupler and blow the chute. And there we are. So we have the command module. I can rotate it and pitch and yaw. Whoa. A little out of control there. You control it with the ASDW keys. Whoa, dude. Our little guys down here are like flipping out. And everything went black. Oh. Alright, get out. There he is. He's now in space. We can even turn on his lights. So he's got little lights on his helmet. Do a little SOS, and there's Earth. There's our capsule, and who knows where the rocket went. The rocket's probably out of visible range. Let's see. I do not see it. Oh, no, it's out there. There it is, untitled spacecraft. So now you can actually go back to the Space Center, and you can actually, like, monitor stuff. Like, there's our spacecraft. See, what does this fly? And then that takes us back to it. Oh. No, that took us back to the dead one on the ground. Oh, well, anyways, you get the idea. So, end flight, that was awesome. So let's keep on pushing and see how much more obnoxious we can make this. I can definitely tell the game's chugging and slowed down a lot. So, all right, let's go ahead. Start sinking this back down to the ground. And while we're at it, we should probably build a cooler capsule too. Let's go ahead and pimp this capsule a little bit. I think this capsule needs more cool stuff. So let's see, RCS fuel tanks. Just put a whole bunch of those on the bottom. We'll put some thrusters on there. Oop, I want to go back to 4. I've never done anything with the thrusters, so I don't even know if these will work with the arrow keys. But there we go. We got lots of thrusters on there. Let's put some wings, because that'll just look badass. And then let's see. Where'd it go? Why is it way the hell down here? Oh man, it's like pausing and chugging. Come on, come back to me. All right. Let's put the decoupler back on there. Hey, where did the coupler go? Oh shit, it's still at the top. That won't do us any good. We need the coupler to be down. Come on. Come on, coupler, decouple. There we go. There we go. Now we got a proper spacecraft. Alright, continue the building. Add some more tanks on there. Okay, go get our structural supports. Okay, moving on down. Oops, that was a horrible one. But at this point, I don't want to use Control Z because it might hang the game. I'll buy the full version today, but I wanted to do a video of just the demo first so people could just go and try this same thing. For all I know, this bug is fixed in the current version because they say they update it. They say it's under crazy development, that they have constant updates released for it with new content and all kinds of stuff. So I'm thinking this demo version's probably quite a ways behind. But I'll tell you what, for something that they're calling an alpha, I would say this thing is pretty damn solid. I played a lot of alphas. I haven't had this thing actually crash but once, and that was in my last attempt to do something similar to this. I hit Control Z and it just went out to lunch. It was eating like 3 gigabytes of memory. Oh, see, it's now it's just kind of intermittently hanging. So, oh, the music's cutting out a little bit. Oh, come on, come back to me. Come back. Hope we didn't lose it. Come on, baby. Oh, come on. Yes. All right. There we go. It's definitely struggling now. All right, so let's see how tall our rocket is now. Get down on the launch pad. This is going to look funny. See, I think last time, what was it, like 290 meters or something like that? Or 192 meters? There we go. 230 meters tall. Yeah, I mean, just look at the launch pad tower. Oh, crap. Lift off. Oh, dude, we just, like, the whole bottom end just blew off. I forgot to throttle up the liquid engines. All right, here we go. Never forget to throttle up your liquid engines. You do that at NASA job opening real quick. All right. There we go. This time, all right. So we got to throttle them up. We got to do it quick because the thing is going to try to bend and fall over. All right, here we go. Ready? Launch. Okay, miraculously, we still have enough thrust. Oh, it's bending. Oh, look at that bend. Oh, it's bending like crazy. Oh, come on, straighten out. Straighten out. Come on, baby. I'm trying to get it spinning. I'm pitching it a little bit. Oh, man, look at that thing bending. Oh, one of the engines blew up. All right, well, we're still doing all right. Let's see if we can take it a little bit further. Dude, it's just chugging. All right, so go up here to the top. Let's grab them. All right, bring them down. Oh, man, look, it's chopping. And you guys know how beast of a computer I have. I got like 32 gigs of RAM, 6 cores, running at 4.8 gigahertz. Yeah. This game will crush it when you do stuff like this. All right, put more couplers on there. It's like getting to the point where the couplers aren't even really doing any good. It's still bending. Like there's just too much flex to it. Oh, shit. It's going out to lunch again. Come on, baby. Come back to me. Dude, you know it's bad when like the music's cutting out and stuff. Now, I checked Task Manager while this was running last time, and it was using 100% of one core. So I don't think this game is multi-threaded, at least not yet. I hope that they do choose to multi-thread it, because, man, if this could utilize the power of all 6 cores, you could just get insane. Oh, come on. I seriously want to just take this to the limit. I want to see how tall we can get this thing. Oh, I think it just glitched. Yeah, look. It just... Oh my god, what is this? Look what it did. This doesn't even make sense anymore. I want to see what this looks like on the launch pad. Look, it just totally just wigged out. Alright, so we found a bug while exploiting another bug. Alright, we gotta see what this thing looks like on the launch pad. This is gonna be funny. It's just gonna explode. Oh my god. It is seriously just raping the computer right now, just trying to... Come on, baby. I just want to see what it looks like. It's fun taking games to their limits. Hear that? Music cut out. It's like, we ain't got no time to play music. We're busy rendering this shit. Alright, come on. I have to see this thing on the launch pad. I just have to. Come on, please. Please, I have to see what this looks like on the launch pad. Oh my god. Do not crash. Do not crash. Do not crash. Do not crash. So, while we're waiting for that to load, we can look over at our stages and we can see, let's see, we got 8 solid fuel rockets. In liquid fuel, we have 6, 12, 18. I don't know why we're listing 7 there. Let's see, oh, and then 56 total solid fuel rockets. 42 liquid, 42 liquid, 42 liquid. Holy shit. So it basically replicated everything. It took our entire fuselage and somehow made, it looks like 8 copies of it going in every direction. It must have glitched out. I must have just hit the bottom or something. I did something that caused it to just replicate it. I noticed we have sequential on 8, so maybe it got confused while it was doing its calculation and then just created 8 copies of it and shot them out in random directions. But this is definitely something crazy. I mean, there's no way my computer wouldn't even be able to render this at like a frame per second, because you saw I was already struggling with like 12 or no, was it 18 or 20 rocket engines? Well, now it's got like 100 and 200 rocket engines. I mean, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. I just want to see it. I want to see it on the launch pad, because basically all it's going to do is it's going to sit on the launch pad and it's just going to bow under its own weight into the ground, and all the fuel tanks are just going to explode. And we probably won't see any of it because the computer won't be able to render it. Come on. We're at 2.4 gigabytes and climbing, and we're using 100% of one of the cores. Oh, and it's a 32-bit process. I didn't realize that. It's not even 64-bit, which means 3 gigabytes is going to be about the maximum memory it's going to be able to use effectively, and it's coming right up on that. So it's probably paging to the hard drive. I think we've pretty much capped it out, because the max memory you can address in 32 bits is 4 gigabytes, and then 1 gigabyte of that is like protected space usually. So 3 gigabytes is effectively about all a 32 process can utilize. Oh, the music stopped. Look at it climbing. Oh, it responded for a second. Now we're at 2.7, 2.72. Still climbing. Let's see where we're at here. See if we can get the game to come back. Come on, Kerbal. Come on, Kerbals. Oh, the memory capped out. Come on. I want to see this. Hello. It's thrashing away, but now the memory allocation isn't changing at all. That's usually a bad sign, because since we're not losing memory and we're not gaining allocated memory, I'm betting it's basically stuck in a loop right now, waiting for an allocation. It's just failing the allocation, so it's just waiting for more memory, and it's getting denied by the operating system. That's speculative on my part, but that's probably what's happening right here. So we're now just stuck, and it's just trying like hell to allocate memory it needs that it just can't have because it's a 32-bit process. I'm going to send mail to these guys, see if they can do a 64-bit version, because if they do a 64-bit version, I should be able to run this thing clear up to 32 gigs, like no sweat. And that would be awesome. Yeah, I think we've capped it out. The process is completely unresponsive. I can't even go back to it. I can't even click on anything in Task Manager. Like everything's like non-responsive. Let's see here. Can I open a command window? Task kill -im. We're gonna go ahead and just kill the process since Task Manager is not responding. Kerbal Space Program. Oh, now my command window is not responding. Wow, that's weird. It's only utilizing 100% of one core, but must be the same core Windows is using right now because Windows is not responding. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right. So ksp.exe-f, that will force terminate the process. Okay, well, we got a black screen. Are we coming back? All right, it's gone. Hey, what do you know? Stuff's like responsive again. Well, there you guys have it. That's just a little demonstration of the game and an exploit that I had found. If you guys can find a way to build a rocket bigger than that, something tells me we're going to need a 64-bit version. But go ahead and post in your comments. Let me know what other cool stuff you guys have found in this game if you've played it. If you haven't played it, go get it and try it. It is fun. I'd recommend asking some friends or watching a short tutorial before playing it because nothing in it seems very intuitive. I tried just firing it up and using it. Like in an hour, I couldn't even get the rocket engine started on the launch pad. So probably watching this video, you probably know more than enough to be dangerous. I already told you the most important stuff, which is the launch each stage. You just keep hitting the space bar, the shift buttons throttle up, control buttons throttle down when you're on the launch pad. And when you're building your spacecraft, make sure that you route fuel if the tanks aren't perfectly end-to-end. And that's about it. So, guys, I hope this video gave you a nerdgasm. This is a hell of a lot of fun. Let me know if you guys like this video. Please like, favorite, and subscribe. And also let me know if you want to see more videos of this game. I might even do a live stream of it because it's just too much fun, dude. It's like building rockets and playing with fire. I mean, that's just badass. And you got this little dude that you can eject out of the ship and slam into the ground, and that's always fun. So, guys, I hope this gave you a nerdgasm. Till next time.
I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, favorite, and subscribe. It helps me a bunch. Also, come follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I love interacting with you guys.